The lending process.
The lending process consists of, oops, sorry about that. Doesn't consist of that. Okay. We have a seller here. We have a buyer here. There's a lender. The seller will convey ownership of the property by deed to the buyer. The buyer gets cash from the lender and then gives it to the seller, so we have a purchase price. Let's say the sale price of the property is $100,000. The buyer's got 20. The lender loans 80. That gives the seller the purchase price. The seller delivers the deed. The buyer can then give the note and the mortgage to the lender, and we've completed the sales transaction. Now, I realize in a real estate closing, you've got a pack of documents that are like this thick to sign, but this represents the lending transaction. Okay? If the buyer doesn't repay like promised, then you have a foreclosure timeline. This represents when the bank says, all right, enough of the default, start the foreclosure process. In Michigan, the bank has to do 4 weeks of advertising, then they conduct a sale, and then there's a right to redeem. The right to redeem means the right to buy the property back, because this little caret mark here represents the actual sale of the property from the person who was the borrower to whoever buys it at the auction. And it's a sale conducted by the sheriff in the county where the property is located. So there's an actual transfer of ownership at this point in time. However, borrower can live in the property for a time period. In Michigan, it could be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, depending on how much of the loan is still outstanding and the condition of the property. Is it vacant, abandoned, or various things like that. But during the redemption period, the borrower does not have to pay rent if they don't pay utilities, water, taxes, insurance. The person who bought it at the foreclosure sale is going to have to eat that bill. And only after the expiration of the right to buy it back, the right to redeem, does the person who bought it at the foreclosure sale get the right of possession. Then they'll just do a landlord-tenant eviction. Okay. Now, if the foreclosure sale brings the $80,000 that's owed, if the foreclosure sale brings the 80, the note is paid in full. If the foreclosure sale brings more than 80, the note is paid in full, the lender's got all their money, the extra goes to the borrower. After all, the only thing the lender's entitled to is what they loaned plus interest and charges. If the foreclosure sale brings less than the $80,000, the lender can then sue for a deficiency. All right, now, what we're going to discuss now is mortgage foreclosures. The thing that I've observed in working mortgage foreclosures, in the first couple of weeks of mortgage foreclosures, the person who is being foreclosed upon is inundated with a lot of people contacting them. Lawyers will send them letters informing them about bankruptcy rights and what bankruptcy might do for them. Other real estate investors will contact them. Okay? So, first thing I want to cover is what a mortgage is. What is a mortgage? I'm sorry?
A loan.
It is a loan.
A note.
It's an agreement's good. Okay? In the loan, there are actually 2 documents. There's a note, and there is a mortgage. Can you all see that? Okay, so I got a fabric pen. Okay? There's a note and a mortgage. The note is the promise to pay. The lender loans money. What does the borrower do? Promise, no. That's the mortgage, and we're dealing with just the note. Okay? Great. Let's suppose there's no mortgage.
Sign it.
The note. By signing the note, what are they doing? Promising to pay it back. Can I borrow $10? 20?
Okay.
Why did you?
Oh, really? Can I give it back? I lost one at a trick show one time.
Did you? Oh, you've seen this before.
Yeah. I'll stick with the 10.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, wait. I owe you $20. Do I owe him $10? No, yeah. He's my brother-in-law. He owed me that from the other day. That's true. You're going to deny it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you get you $10?
It just ain't that important to me.
So, how does he get his $10 that short of beating me up? What's that? Oh, I did, right here. It's almost gone. I promise you that. Yeah. But suppose all that was written out in the note. So he goes to court, right? The judge. Now, it's easy with big numbers.
Collateral?
Well, at this point, there is no collateral, and it's easy in a classroom. I'm saying there is no collateral. I'm going to do it in steps. Okay? So he goes to court, and he says, Judge, I loaned Segatti $10, and he didn't pay me back. And this is, well, why not, Gary? He never loaned me money. I mean, he can bring witnesses, but he's never loaned me money. So, if the judge says I got to pay him back $10, do I got to pay back the $10? Oh, yeah. Now, if the judge says, if the judge buys my story, do I have to pay it back? That might be a better question. If the judge buys my story, do I have to pay it back $10? No. No. Okay? Now, if I have a no, the judge is going to buy Joe's story. So, the judge says, okay, Gary, you got to own the $10. You pay it to him. If I don't pay it to him, now what do you do? Now, make a bigger number so it's worthwhile. How do you collect it? You got to garnish it. You got to find a bank account or seize a car. Now, what if the car's a lease car? Well, you can't find my bank account. Okay? So, the purpose of the notes is to win in court. Judge, I owed the guy $10. He signed a promise to pay. It ends any issues. So the judge says, congratulations, you just won, you go to get $10. But then the individual doesn't pay back. So the purpose of the next document, now these are two separate documents, that's what I want to emphasize. It's called the mortgage. The mortgage is the right that a creditor has in a debtor's property to sell that property to satisfy an obligation. Okay? We'll call this a house. This eventually is going to become a house. Okay? So, when Joe gave me the $10, I gave him a lien in the microphone. So, now I owe Joe $10. Does anybody want to buy this microphone? Now let's leave the fact that I don't know this microphone out of it. Presume I do. So, would you buy this microphone? This is my microphone, but Joe has a lien which gives him the right to sell it to satisfy his $10 obligation. Would you buy it? Work. Okay. All right.
If I buy it, will it belong to me?
Yeah, presume I own it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Now, don't give Joe $10, but let's suppose you did. Okay? So, here's your $10. Here's your microphone. Presume that's $10. Okay. Everybody happy? Who said no?
I'm presumably happy.